Mountains, majestic and lofty, have long aroused human curiosity. They harbor countless stories and hidden mysteries, and have fascinated us for centuries. Let's embark on a journey to discover 15 captivating finds unearthed from these impressive terrains. Number 15, Pedra da Gavea. Moving to the Tijuca Forest in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, we have the Pedra da Gavea, a monolithic mountain that stands like a majestic sentinel over the ocean. This mountain, composed of granite and gneiss, reaches an altitude of 844 meters, making it one of the highest mountains in the world that flows directly into the ocean. Pedra da Gavea is a geological wonder. Its flat top is covered by a 150-meter thick layer of granite dating back some 450 million years. The lower part of the mountain is gneiss, which is even older, at 600 million years. The mountain was formed by younger Neoproterozoic granitoid rocks and thin Cretaceous diabase dikes that intruded the older Meso-Neoproterozoic metasedimentary rocks. One of the most intriguing features of Pedra da Gavea is a stylized human face on its north face, created by differential weathering. Some people claim to see an inscription on another face of the mountain, but most geologists and scientists agree that it is probably the result of weathering and pareidolia, a phenomenon in which the mind perceives a familiar pattern where none actually exists. Number 14, the Dead Sea Scrolls. Imagine unearthing a treasure trove of ancient Jewish and Hebrew religious manuscripts hidden for centuries. This is the story of the Dead Sea Scrolls, discovered between 1946 and 1956 in the caves of Qumran, near Ain Feshka, on the northern shore of the Dead Sea. These scrolls, dating from the 3rd century BC to the 1st century AD, are a cornerstone of archaeology, providing valuable information on history, religion, and language. The scrolls were found in 11 caves near the ruins of Qumran, where the Essenes, a Jewish sect known for their strict observance of the Torah and expectation of a Messiah, are believed to have lived. The scrolls offer fascinating insights into a variety of texts. First, there are the biblical texts. These are the oldest surviving manuscripts of entire books, later included in the biblical canons, such as Genesis, Exodus, Isaiah, Psalms, and Daniel. Then there are the deuterocanonical and extra-biblical texts. These are texts that are not part of the Hebrew Bible, but are found in some versions of the Greek Septuagint or the Latin Vulgate. They reveal the diversity of religious thought in late Second Temple Judaism and provide insights into topics such as angelology, eschatology, cosmology, and law. Finally, we have the sectarian texts. These texts reflect the beliefs and practices of the Qumran community or other like-minded groups. Number 13, the Lost Viking People. In Norway, a country full of Viking stories and tales, a Viking village has been found hidden high in the mountains. Lars Pilo led the team that made this amazing discovery. This team is part of a project called Secrets of the Ice, run by Inlandet County. Earlier, they had found many Viking artifacts along a mountain trail, such as sled clothing and things from inside houses. They followed the trail to a valley and then continued west, where they saw signs of heavy foot traffic. Then they found the remains of some buildings hidden in thick bushes. After moving some bushes, they found a total of 21 buildings that used to be a Viking settlement. This settlement was active between the 8th and 10th centuries. The buildings they found were dwellings, barns, workshops, and warehouses. Some even had fireplaces for cooking and heating. The team also found evidence that the inhabitants of the settlement were farmers, hunters, and metalworkers. They surmised that the Vikings only lived in this village during certain times of the year as they traveled along the mountain road. It is possible that this village was a place to trade goods, rest, or a base of operations for the Vikings when they went out to raid nearby places. Number 12, Aramumuru. Often referred to as the Gate of the Gods, this is an intriguing rock formation located near the Peruvian border with Bolivia. It is near Lake Titicaca, known to be the highest navigable lake. The formation can be described as a substantial, smooth stone about 7 meters on a side. The stone is unique for its T-shaped indentation, approximately 2 meters high and 1.5 meters wide, and there is a small circular depression at the base of the T. Its origins and purpose remain largely a mystery. Experts speculate that the Incas may have been creating a shrine or tomb and left it incomplete. Others propose that it may have been a sacred place for celestial rituals related to the sun, moon, and stars. Local folklore suggests that it is the work of an ancient extraterrestrial race of giants. There is a captivating tale of an Inca priest who supposedly used this stone to escape Spanish invaders. According to this legend, the priest possessed a unique golden disc. He inserted the disc into the circular depression leading to the stone, revealing a radiant passageway. He entered this light-filled passageway and disappeared without a trace. Some propose that he discovered a hidden city where gold abounded, while others theorize that he may have passed through a different realm altogether. There are numerous accounts of peculiar phenomena associated with this stone. People claim to have seen luminous spheres, heard eerie noises, or had hallucinations of strange beings. Some even claim to have entered the stone and experienced the sensation of being transported to another place or time. However, there is no scientific evidence to support these accounts. Number 11. The Dark Altar of Zeus. Hidden inside a stout mountain in Greece, we have recently discovered an ancient secret of a cult that worshipped Zeus, the Greek god of heaven and thunder. Known as Mount Lycaon, this place holds a chilling narrative. Deep within its rocky terrain, Zeus was considered the powerful god of justice, law, and order. However, a mysterious cult that used to worship at the foot of Mount Lycaon is said to have a much darker side. We are talking about animal sacrifices and, believe it or not, possibly even human sacrifices. This sacred place has been excavated since 2006, and what archaeologists have unearthed is mind-boggling. There, buried in layers of earth and time, they discovered a giant altar. It was made of ash and stone, laden with countless animal remains and relics from as far back as 3000 BC. Here, sheep and goats were sacrificed and burned in honor of Zeus. Here's the most chilling thing. In 2016, among the piles of animal bones and debris, they found something utterly shocking: the skeleton of an adolescent dating back to the 11th century BC. The discovery of this skeleton suggests something disturbingly sinister. Was it evidence of a human sacrifice to Zeus? Or perhaps the ritual burial of a cult member? Unanswered questions only add to the mystery. Number 10. Chiquihuite Cave. Known as Chiquihuite Cave, this archaeological gem is considered a potential treasure trove of Upper Paleolithic history. Why is it so special? Because it could harbor evidence of human presence in the Americas some 33,000 years ago. Located about 2,000 meters above sea level and almost 1 kilometer higher than the surrounding valley, the cave first came to the attention of archaeologists in 2012. Inside, a borehole revealed hidden stories buried in the earth, unusual stone artifacts. This aroused the curiosity of Dr. Cyprian Ardelean from the Autonomous University of Zacatecas, who, together with his team, undertook new excavations in 2016 and 2017. His tireless efforts bore fruit, revealing 1,930 stone artifacts, including knives, scrapers, and arrowheads, relics of a bygone civilization. Radiocarbon dating of animal bones, charcoal and sediment samples, along with luminescence dating, suggests that these tools were used and discarded approximately 2,600 years ago. Most fascinating is the material of these artifacts: black and green limestone not available in the cave, but in close proximity bearing marks of use and selectivity, with chipping indicating they were shaped by human hands. Some are even transverse points, revealing a microlithic technology different from that observed in artifacts from other sites. However, in this sea of information, human DNA remains elusive. However, not everyone agrees on the implications of the Chiquihuite Cave findings. The accepted belief is that humans set foot in the Americas only 13,000 years ago, crossing a land bridge from Siberia. The discoveries in this cave challenge this conventional view, suggesting multiple migrations and a much earlier human presence. Number 9. Cradle of Gold. Choqquequirao, meaning cradle of gold in the ancient Quechua language, is a fascinating Inca spectacle reminiscent of the grandeur of Machu Picchu. This Inca wonder, which extends over 1,800 hectares, of which only 30 to 40% has been excavated, overlooks the impressive canyon of the Apurimac River. Located in the Vilcabamba mountain range in southern Peru, the Choqquequirao served as a refuge for the son of the Manco of the Sun, the Inca Yupanqui. Built in the 15th and 16th centuries during the reigns of the Inca leaders Pachacuti and Tupac Inca Yupanqui, the city was the last bastion of the Incas who confronted the Spanish invaders. The architecture even hints at the influence of the Chachapoya culture, suggesting the possibility that they were involved in its construction. Here you will find an enticing variety of structures and terraces at different levels. There is Sunchupata, a level summit surrounded by stones that serves as a platform from the main plaza, where sacred rituals were performed. Towards Snu, a ceremonial platform with a carved stone seat worthy of an Inca ruler. The site is a testament to Inca grandeur. Number 8. The Secrets of Thuria. The stories woven by ancient civilizations can fill us with wonder, and there is no better story than that of Thuria. Located in the heart of the Messenia region of the Peloponnese Peninsula, Thuria was once a lively beacon of ancient Greek culture. Yes, the famous historian Polybius was born there. A monumental clash between Sparta and Messenia in the 4th century BC occurred just outside the gates of Thuria, and the city was not just about battles and great men. It was also a center of artists, actors, and musicians. The exact whereabouts of Thuria was a mystery until 2007, when archaeologists found inscriptions carved on pottery shards. Since then, they have been peeling back the layers of history and uncovering a 40-hectare city. Perched on a hill overlooking the picturesque Pamisos River Valley, with a wall surrounding the city and gates facing east and west, Thuria was a fortified powerhouse in its day. One of the jewels of the city was its theater, a large amphitheater designed to hold up to 5,000 spectators. Not far away, the city's stadium, with a track approximately 180 meters long and 30 meters wide, was a testament to the athletic prowess of the ancient Greeks. Thuria was sadly abandoned during Roman times, but although time passed and the remains of the city were hidden by earth and vegetation, its legacy endured. Number 7. Africa's Mountain of Gold. Have you ever dreamed of finding gold? Not just a nugget or a few flakes, but a whole mountain? That's precisely what happened in the Democratic Republic of Congo. In the small village of Luhihi, in the province of South Kivu, they found a mountain said to contain between 60 and 90% gold, sparking a gold rush unseen in modern times. But how did this treasure trove of gold come about? Normally, gold is found in small quantities, delicately threaded through rocks or veins. Some theories point to volcanic activity, meteorite impact, or hydrothermal alteration as possible sources. The jury is still out. And here is another puzzle. How has such a huge gold deposit remained hidden for so long? Congo is no stranger to mineral wealth. It is known for its diamonds, copper, cobalt, and coltan. However, this mountain of gold went unnoticed until 2121, when villagers discovered it and literally made a fortune. But this gold rush is not without its complications. There are safety, legal, and environmental issues to consider. The local government went so far as to ban mining in the area, trying to keep the situation under control. Number 6. Goshute Cave. Deep in the wilderness of Goshute Canyon, Nevada, there is a special place called Goshute Cave, named after the Goshute tribe. This cave, belonging to the Western Shoshone Native Americans, offers valuable insights into the history of the region. Once inside, we are greeted by a plethora of intriguing formations, including shields, stalactites, and stalagmites, some of which are believed to be over 100,000 years old. Although the cave is accessible because it is on land managed by the Bureau of Land Management, getting to it is a challenge. You have to walk, climb, and climb. The cave system extends some 800 meters. It consists of several narrow, low passages through which you have to crawl and crouch. Although the history of the cave remains uncertain, it is likely that the Goshute knew of it and used it for a variety of purposes. Renowned for their nomadic lifestyle based on hunting and gathering, the Goshute mastered survival in the harsh desert environment, generally living in close-knit family units. Occasionally, they would gather for important communal activities. Therefore, the cave probably played a role in their cultural or survival practices, making it an essential piece of their history. Number 5. The Lost Treasure of Mont Blanc. Situated majestically between France and Italy, Mont Blanc, the highest peak in the Alps, whispers stories of mystery and adventure. Beyond being a challenging climb for mountaineers, it holds a secret, a cache of glittering jewels lost in the icy clutches of time. In the mid-20th century, two Air India planes, the Malabar Princess in 1950 and the Kanchenjunga in 1960, met their fateful end on the icy slopes of Mont Blanc. Both accidents left remains, personal effects, and tragic memories scattered across the icy expanse of the mountain. And then, in 2013, a French mountaineer stumbled upon an amazing find: a metal box filled with nearly 100 precious jewels labeled "Made in India." Inside this treasure chest were emeralds, rubies, and sapphires. Valued at about $269,000, they probably belonged to a passenger on the 1966 flight, possibly a wealthy merchant, Reuben Epstein. However, despite efforts to locate any living relatives of Epstein, no claimant to this lost wealth came forward. After 8 years of legal proceedings, the discovered jewels were divided between the mountaineer and the local authorities. Number 4. The Valley of the Headless Men. Venture into Canada's Northwest Territories, and you may stumble upon a remote and fascinating place called Nahanni Valley. This area, often referred to as the Valley of the Headless Men, holds a chilling secret, a series of unsolved mysteries of decapitated bodies. The eerie saga begins in the early 19th century with brothers Willie and Frank MacLeod. The brothers wandered into the Nahanni Valley lured by the siren call of gold, but never returned. Their headless skeletons were discovered years later by the Nahanni River, giving rise to the terrifying legend of the Valley of the Headless Men. More stories of decapitated bodies followed. Martin Jorgensen, a gold prospector, boasted of finding gold in the valley in 1717. Shortly thereafter, he met a tragic end. His headless body was found in the ashes of his burned-out cabin. Later, in 1945, another decapitated body of an Ontario miner was discovered mysteriously dead in his sleep. However, who or what caused these gruesome deaths remains an enigma. Some suggest that rivals or gold-hungry outlaws may have committed these crimes. Others speak of a mysterious tribe of headhunters, or perhaps a vengeful spirit or curse haunting the valley. However, the truth remains elusive. Number 3. White Mountain Petroglyphs. Tucked away in the vast expanse of Wyoming's Red Desert north of Rock Springs, you'll find an impressive gallery of ancient artwork etched into the sandstone cliffs. The White Mountain Petroglyphs. These captivating carvings, etched into a 300-foot stretch of the Eocene Bridger Formation, carry the whispers of centuries-old Indian tribes whose stories stretch back 200 and 1,000 years into the past. Through these stone drawings, we gain a fascinating insight into the lives of these tribes. They sketched their world as they knew it, with a rich tableau of animals, human footprints, handprints, and an intriguing variety of geometric shapes. Bison and elk are often seen, reminders of the important role they played in the tribe's survival, providing sustenance and clothing. Interestingly, there are also traces of the tribe's encounters with European cultures. If you look closely, you will see horses, and even a warrior armed with a sword. For the Shoshone, Arapaho, and Ute tribes, this place has a sacred aura and is believed to be the birthplace of the Plains and Great Basin tribes. Number 2. Noah's Ark. One of the most captivating stories in the Bible involves a man, his family, and a boat built to withstand the world's greatest flood. The story of Noah's Ark has intrigued many for generations. A story of survival and faith that has led many to the slopes of Mount Ararat, located in present-day Turkey. A team of US and Turkish researchers used modern 3D scanning technology to identify a boat-shaped formation located beneath the Durupinar site, not far from Mount Ararat itself. According to the researchers, this formation matches the biblical dimensions of the Ark. They further support their claim with wood samples from the site that they say date back some 4,800 years. However, many experts question these findings and suggest that the Durupinar site is not an ancient artifact, but a natural rock formation. Even some staunch believers in the biblical account question whether the Durupinar site is the resting place of the Ark. Not being located on Mount Ararat itself, the mystery continues, and the search for Noah's Ark is still based more on faith and speculation than on scientific evidence. Number 1. The Mount Rushmore Hidden Camera. When you think of Mount Rushmore in South Dakota, the colossal, chiseled faces of George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Abraham Lincoln, and Theodore Roosevelt probably come to mind. But this iconic monument hides more than meets the eye, a hidden chamber tucked out of sight. Known as the Hall of Records, the mastermind behind the famous monument, Guts and Borglum, envisioned the Hall of Records as a time capsule of American history and culture. This secret room, planned to be nestled behind Lincoln's head, would contain essential documents and artifacts that would narrate American history to future generations, even to potential extraterrestrial visitors. Borglum's grand plan included an 800-foot-long staircase leading to an imposing 18-foot-high doorway that mimicked an ancient tomb. The interior envisioned would be a large chamber with bronze and glass cases filled with founding documents such as the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, and the Bill of Rights. However, fate had other plans. Borglum began work on the archives room in 1938, but numerous obstacles, such as lack of funding and technical problems, coupled with his untimely death in 1941, left the project unfinished. His son, Lincoln Borglum, completed the iconic presidential faces, but did not continue his father's dream. For the Hall of Records, this secret chamber remained a partially completed dream until 1998, when a nod to Borglum's vision was created. Inside the chamber was placed a titanium vault with 16 porcelain panels detailing the history of Mount Rushmore, the United States, and the world, sealed with a granite capstone. However, it remains off-limits to the public for security reasons. New discoveries add to our knowledge of the past. Thanks for watching, and see you at the next one.